Hi guys, today we're carrying on with simple interest or simple growth, but now we're going to do something specific, which is hire purchase. So there's what we're going to do in this lesson. We're going to work with hire purchase. I'll explain just now what it is. And again, we're going to use the same formula as the simple interest formula. There's 4 variables involved. Sometimes we're going to give you these 3 and ask you that 4th one. Sometimes we're going to give you those 3 and ask for this 4th one. So that is all it says here. And then you need to know what hire purchase is. This is when you buy something and you take out a loan, but it's on smallish amounts for home appliances or furniture or something like that, and then we pay back monthly. So it's over a short period of time that we're doing hire purchase. Now here's the proper method. What must we do? So let's go step by step and see what do you need to do. It seems very long, but actually it's straightforward. It's just to explain to you because it's maybe a term that you didn't hear before. So let's just explain it properly. Now, the hire purchase loan is an amount due after the deposit and trade-ins have been deducted. So this is very important. The deposit or trade-ins must be subtracted. So whenever we work out what we owe the bank on interest, we're first going to take off our deposit that we pay, and if there's a trade in a piece of furniture or a TV that you are trading in, then you deduct that amount of money, and only the remaining amount of money is that you're going to do the hire purchase problem on. Simple interest is calculated, as I said, it's the normal simple interest, so we need to do that because later on we're going to do also compound interest. But for hire purchase, and something I must put an NB here, you must remember, very important, that for hire purchase, they do not have to tell you that. You're supposed to always know hire purchase is always simple interest. So even if they don't say a word about simple interest, you need to know that if they talk about hire purchase, you're always going to use the simple interest formula. Remember what I said? There's only 2 types of formula in this whole finance set that you do in grade 10, even till grade 12. But you need to know when to use which one, and hire purchase is always simple interest. Now, there may be other costs like insurance that you have to pay monthly. That also has got nothing to do with the amount of money that you borrow from the bank. So that is something that you have to put extra on your monthly installment. The amount due is the APH loan plus the interest and other costs. Now, again, the amount that I need to pay in the end is all the costs, monthly costs that I have on my transaction. The monthly installment is calculated by dividing, let's just underline that. The monthly installment is dividing the amount by the number of months that I'm working on. So if it's for a year and they want to know, but what are you going to pay monthly? Because remember, I'm going to use the normal A formula. So that's going to give me the end amount. But if they want to know, but what are you paying monthly? I need to see how many months are there in that time slot, and I need to divide by that amount of months, because I need to in the end know, this is what it's all about, how much I need to pay monthly. And if I didn't say it before, this finance that we do will really help you in real life. You cannot just go to a bank and let them say, I'm going to give you this money and you need to pay this back. They can charge you a very high interest rate. You need to be able to work out and to understand how interest rates work, and you need to be able to work it out for yourself at home. If you want to buy an appliance or something, what you are willing to pay or what you can pay monthly before you just go and buy something. So it's really real life stuff. And just also something very important, in South Africa we work with commas for rand and cent, or even for decimals. We don't use a point. Lots of other countries, they use a point. So if you see a point somewhere, even in a question or wherever, if you give your answer, you need to put a comma, because in South Africa we just use commas. Good. But best way is to do an example. Now, you've got a friend in America, and that friend wants to buy a lounge suite, and they haven't ever done finance at school. So they're asking your advice. So this is a problem in dollars. So let's just see. Sipu buys a lounge suite for $2,000. Now, let's stop. He buys it now for $2,000, presently, at the present. So you agree with me? That's the P amount on hire purchase. Now, immediately when they say hire purchase, I know it's simple interest. Now, if we read a bit further, we'll see there they say simple interest, which is the I, but they do not have to say that. You're supposed to know hire purchase, and if they ask in the exams, they will not say simple interest. You need to know it is automatically simple interest. Over 3 years, my N. He must also take out an insurance premium of $1.50 per month. Now, that I just need to remember because that is extra on my monthly payment. That is not what I'm borrowing from the bank. This is an extra thing. But let's just underline it so we don't forget. And he pays a 10% deposit. Now, remember what a deposit is? If you've got a little bit of money and you don't want to borrow the whole 10,000 Rand for whatever you are buying, you give this little bit of money and you pay a part of that loan already, and then your loan is smaller. And the smaller the loan is, the less interest you're going to pay in the end. And you want to pay as little as possible interest. Good. Calculate his monthly installment. So they want to know, in the end, what is the big amount of money that he owes the bank? So do you agree with me? They're asking the A, the end amount, but remember they want it monthly. So once I've worked out my end big amount, I need to cut it down into monthly installments because that's what the question asks. So let's just get an empty page. Good. There's the P, the $2,000, the N and the I, standard is simple interest, and then the rest is just written down so we can remember it. So I'm going to do my formula. A is equal to P, 1 plus IN. We're going to fill in what we have. Just remember we're working in dollars now because you're going to give your friend advice here. And it's 1 plus the I is, where's the I? 0.15 times the years is 3. Good. You see the interest is not, it's not 15% because then you're going to work with fractions, which we do not like. And believe me, you make mistakes if you work with fractions. Decimals are always also fractions, but they're just easier because they're all on one line. So if I start clicking my calculator, I can just take it and I can click in the straightforward amount, as I'm going to do now. So once you've got your A there, and because these calculators are so clever, you click in what you see. So I click in 2,000, bracket, 1 plus, comma, 1.5. Now you'll see, I never do the 0.15 because your calculator is clever enough to know if you just click in comma 0.5, it's automatically 0.715. You never write it down as comma 1.5. If one writes down a decimal, you always write 0.15. But remember, we want to do these things as quick as possible and as easy as possible. So I'm saving a little time, and then I'm multiplying it by the 3. Remember, bracket means multiply, and you have to close your bracket. And then it equals, and remember, because it's dollars, it is 2,900. Now, let's just first see if it makes sense. If it makes sense, I forgot something. And I know that's what you're also going to do. Read the rest again. He paid a deposit of 10%. What happened to that 10%? Remember, you cannot now deduct the 10%. So what should we have done in the very beginning? That is why when you do a problem, you saw I ticked off everything as I read it. And I wrote down what I need. And the minute I had my 4 pieces of information, I can start with my sum. And this is what happens in tests and exams. But we didn't read the rest carefully. We just underline it so we can remember it for later. Deposit is something that you have to immediately subtract. So in the beginning, so let's just do this. Now, I hope you're not going to do this because you saw it now. So let's just see. In the beginning, I need to work out 10% of 2,000, which gives me a tenth, so it's 200. So my $2,000, I need to subtract 200 from, and that gives me 1,800. That is my P that I'm going to borrow from the bank. My present amount. Now, I really hope you're going to concentrate. And because we've made this mistake, I hope it's going to stick in your mind. Do not do that because it's a very, very common thing that happens. Sometimes people do not understand what a deposit is, but I'm sure you do now. It's something that you pay off and get rid of it, and then you do not have to take as big a loan as in the beginning. So I'm going to do my formula. And I'm going to substitute. Now it's 1,800. 1 plus 0.15. The N is 3. And I'm going to click it on my calculator. Now, Also, your calculators are very clever. I'm just going to go back with my cursor now, and I'm going to delete the 2,000, and I'm going to put in 1,800. And then the answer is 2610. What is this 2610? This is my end amount. This is not what they asked. They said calculate the monthly installment. They could have asked, what do you owe the bank at the very end? But that's not what they asked. They said calculate the monthly installment. So I need to take this and divide by something. Now, what do I divide with? I need to see how many months are there in 3 years. So I need to times that by 12, and that gives me the 36. So I'm going to write here monthly is 2610 divided by 36. And again, it's still on my calculator, the 2610, so I can just click divided by 36 equals. And I press the SD because I want a proper answer. 72. Now, be careful. Let's just put the dollar sign there. It says 72,5. You remember in a previous lesson I said you may never with rand and cent or money, any money, dollars, just leave one decimal. So I need to put the 0 there because cents need two decimals. But are we done now? We never use that. What is that? We have to pay an extra $1.50 per month for our insurance. So what do I need to do? My final monthly is the 72,50 plus the 1.50, and that gives me $47. So in the end, monthly is going to pay $74. So it seems like a lot of stuff that we've done, but if you think carefully about it, it was one formula, but before I could have used that formula, I needed to subtract my deposit. So be very careful that you always remember deposit must be subtracted first, and once you got your new P, you can just slot it into your formula, and once I get my answer, that is the end amount. That's why you need to really know what all the letters stand for. And then I need to divide it by all the amount of months, 36 in this case, because it was 3 years, and then I get my monthly installment. Good. Another example. Antonio buys a patio set and some garden equipment for 25,000 rand. Immediately, he buys it now, presently. So I know this is going to be my P. He trades his old patio set in for 2,000 rand and pays a deposit of 5,000 rand. What does it mean when he trades in his old furniture? He gets that money back. So that 2,000 rand that he gets back and the 5,000 rand that is got in any case as a deposit, I'm going to deduct from the 25,000 rand before I get my new P. So remember that when we get to a new page that we remember that. He's charged with simple interest, so we need to know that, over 2 years. So there's my N, 2 years, and must pay a monthly insurance premium of 20 rand. Remember the insurance you add just in the very end because that's got nothing to do with your loan. His monthly installment comes to 1,010 rand. What was the interest rate? So what are they asking? What was the interest rate? So that means this time I need to still use my same formula. I always use my simple interest formula, but because they want the interest rate now in the end, I need to just shovel it a bit around. But let's see, there's now lots of stuff going on here. So let's just go to the new page where I wrote the summary. The cost in the beginning was 25,000 rand, but remember, he had an old patio set and they gave him 2,000 rand for that, and he paid a deposit of 5,000. So I'm going to immediately take the 25,000 and I'm going to subtract 7,000. You all agree why it's 7,000? Because it's the 5 plus the 2. And that gives me 18,000. So I know that is my beginning amount that I'm going to borrow from the bank. So there's my 18,000. So I've got one piece of information there. I know that the N is 2. I do not know what the interest rate is. So, and remember, we'll do that when we get to the answer. Interest rate is the percentage. Simple interest is the amount of money that you pay extra. So you must always read your question very carefully to see what are they actually asking. We'll go back to the question. Let's maybe do that in any case, so we're just sure of. What was the interest rate? So remember, we did the question mark there. In the end, they want the interest rate. They could just as well have asked you what was the simple interest that he paid, which we'll just do as an extra little sum in the end. Good, but now I've got 2 pieces of information. And I know he pays insurance of 20 Rand, but I need 3 pieces of information because remember, my formula consists of 4 letters. 3 of them must be known in order to work out the 4th one. And I've got only 2 ticks there. So somehow I must check what is happening here. I need either the A or the I, but I can't find the I because the I is my question. So I need to concentrate on the A. Somehow I must find my A. Now, what did they say here? He's paying a monthly installment of 1,010 Rand. His monthly installment of 1,010 Rand. So what do I do with that 1,010 Rand? I need to multiply to see how much did he pay over the whole time, because then I'll have my end amount. Is that not true? How many months did he pay this? My N is 2, so it's 2 years. So that installment, 1010. Do you agree with me? I need to multiply it with 2 years months. And how many months are there in 2 years? With 24. So let's quickly do that. 1010 times 24. Oopsie, pressed the wrong thing. 1010 times 24 equals 24,240. So 24,240. You agree with me? You sure you agree with me? Remember, his monthly installments, if I now use my formula A is equal to P it's the formula that I used to pay back the bank and to work out my interest on, because that was my question, the interest rate. But what was the extra? What about this insurance of 20 Rand? Now, there's different ways of doing it. You can either, because remember, this amount here incorporated now the insurance of 20 Rand. So there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either subtract the 20 Rand immediately from the 1010, and then you've got your monthly installment for your loan, and then multiply it with 24. So that's the other option. You can say 1010 minus 20 is 990, and then you times that by 24. Let's just see what we get. So it's 2 different ways of thinking. We can check just now which one you would like to use. That one is a nice figure, so maybe I'll use this one. But remember, if you use that one, I need to deduct my insurance of 20 Rand a month. So my insurance, I'm going to write here, was 20 Rand a month. How many months in 2 years? Times 24. So that gives me 480. So I need to that amount that I've got there, let's circle it. And this amount that I've got there, I need to subtract them from one another. Let's just see why. That amount, 24,240, was my final amount that I paid over the 2 years. But remember, that included the 20 Rand insurance monthly. So if I take off that insurance monthly, so I'm going to just quickly do that. Remember, we wrote that there before we looked carefully at that insurance money. So let's just quickly do that. It's 24,240 minus 480. Gives me 23,760. What do you see there? It's exactly what I've got there. You agree? So now I can just do, so you can use any method you like to get to the answer. There's my formula. I'm going to put my P in, which is 18,000. Oh, I should leave enough space. 23,760. 1 plus IN. Remember what my question was? To find the I. So I'm going to first get rid of that. Let's do it like this. 23,760 divided by 18,000. 1 plus 2i. Why do I do that? That 18,000 was being multiplied to the bracket. I need to get rid of it, so I must divide. Now I want the 2i all alone, so let's just move it a bit to this side. So it will be the same fraction, 23760 over 18,000 minus 1. And now I just need to divide by 2. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to write that whole thing divided by 2. So I'm not going to fit it in there, so you'd have it in front of you. I'm just going to use it as it is there. I'm going to use the fraction button because it's easier. 23760 over 18,000. And then be very careful. Now I need to go to the right-hand side with the cursor to just show I'm not working with a fraction anymore, because now I'm minus 1. And then I'm going to push the equal sign, because now I still need to take that and divide it by 2. And that gives me a fraction, but I need to change it. And if I change it, I get the answer I is equal to 0.16. Now remember what they asked. They said, what was the interest rate? And normally when we give an answer, we say, therefore, the interest rate, which rate R, we say 16%. And there is your sum done. So there's 2 different ways on the right-hand side that you can decide which one is best for you to use. You've slotted into your formula, and I'm just going to make an arrow there. That whole thing there goes into your bracket. I just don't have enough space there now, but you fill that whole thing in, and because I still need to divide by 2, just remember to press your equal sign after you've done the bracket, and then you press divided by 2. Otherwise, your calculator only divides the last figure by 2. So it's small little things that causes problems. Good. And that was probably the most difficult thing you could have done with simple interest. There's always some exercises. You pause on here and do them. There's answers in yellow. And by the end of those exercises, you should be able to do 100% and be 100% sure of your simple interest and your higher purchase. So good luck. I'll see you next time.